Hi there, KB. I'm back with another story. This is our second story of the week, and I think you're going to enjoy this one. Okay, before I talk about the story, I want you to take a look at the picture on the screen, and I want you to try to guess what you think this story is about. So check it out. Okay. If you're thinking that this story is probably going to be about kites, then you are correct. Okay, this story is called Kites in Flight. And I think this is a pretty cool story. This is a nonfiction story, which means it's about real things in real life. And in this story, we're going to learn about how kites are used in different parts of the world. So the way we might use kites here could be totally different, and kites could have a different purpose and different meaning in different parts of the world. So I think you're going to like this. I think it's a pretty cool story about kites. I don't know if you've ever flown a kite, but it can be super fun on a windy day where you have some open space to get your kite high up in the air. And it can just really be a lot of fun. So let's get started on this story, Kites in Flight. All right, here's part one, Kites in Flight. Go anywhere in the world on a windy day, and you might see kites floating high in the sky. People have been flying kites for many years. Some people fly kites for fun. Other people fly kites to celebrate special holidays. Even scientists fly kites. They use kites to learn more about nature and changes in weather. Kites can be different shapes. Some kites are shaped like squares or circles. Others are shaped like rectangles. There are even kites shaped like animals. Kites are often very colorful. Sometimes people paint pictures on their kites. Every year there's a big kite festival in Washington state. Kite flyers from all over the world bring their kites to the special event. There are contests to see which kites are the most beautiful, and other contests to see which kites make the most amazing movements in the sky. So, in this part, we were able to learn about the different shapes that kites come in and the different contests in our country, the United States, that have kites, where people see which kites can be the prettiest and which kites can fly the highest and do the most amazing movements. Let's check out what's next. All right, check out this picture. In this picture, we can see that we're moving into a different country to see how kites are used there. Okay, I'm excited to learn about how kites are used in the country called India. So, India is a different country in a different place in the world, and they might use kites in a different way. Let's find out. Kite flying is a popular activity in India, especially during different festivals throughout the year. People fly their kites from rooftops or in open fields. In India, many of the kites are shaped like diamonds and are very colorful. Some kites are made from materials such as bamboo, which is a type of grass that grows in India. These kites are then covered with a very thin paper. This makes the kite very light and easy to fly. Many people in India play games together with their kites as the kites float in the air. You win the game if you keep your kite up in the air the longest. Every year, children in India have fun playing games with their kites. Okay? So check out the picture and you can see the different kites. Just like the story described, we can see diamond shaped kites, and you can tell that the paper on the kites is very thin, which helps it fly high in the sky and stay in the air even longer. Okay? Um, and just like in our country, it sounds like in India that kites are used different during different festivals and they have different contests with their kites. Let's see where we're going next. Wow, check out this kite. In the picture, we can see the woman holding a butterfly shaped kite, and we can see more of those butterfly shaped kites in the background, and even some bird shaped kites. This next part of the story is going to take place in China. And we're going to find out how the people in China use kites in their own special way. Many people believe that the first kite was made in China thousands of years ago. Today, people in China still enjoy flying kites. Some kites are simple, while others have many parts and details. Kite flyers can use a flat kite. A flat kite is made of simple shapes such as two flat squares. These kites are very colorful. People decorate these kites with designs showing important scenes in Chinese history. Other kites in China look like bugs, such as butterflies and dragonflies, which have wings. Some kites are even shaped like fish or birds. Many kites in China are made from bamboo and covered with silk, a thin, smooth material. Some people paint pictures on the silk to add decoration to their kites. So just like in India, some people in China make their kites out of bamboo. But I just love how beautifully these kites are decorated. They really take their time to add colorful details. And I love how they make them shaped like different animals, like birds or fish or butterflies, and even dragonflies too. Let's move on to the last part of the story. Check out this picture, okay? We just see one single kite flying in the sky, but I love how it has this nice long tail. This part of the story is going to be about a country called Brazil. So we started in our country, the United States. Then we went to India. Then we went to China, and now we're going to Brazil. Let's find out how people in Brazil use and make kites. In South America, the country of Brazil has a long history of kite flying. People fly kites that look like spinning tops. The kites are very colorful and are used in games. These kites usually have 5 sides, with a rectangle on the bottom and a triangle on top. Can you count the 5 sides on the kite in the picture? Let's count together. Look at the picture and see the 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, this kite has 5 sides, and we can see the rectangle and the triangle working together to make those 5 sides. People in Brazil make their own kites at home. They use wood to make the frame and thin tissue paper to make the kite. Some people paint the flag of Brazil on their kites. Others even add pictures of one of the country's soccer teams. You can see that people all around the world enjoy flying kites. Kites can be many shapes, colors, and sizes. Which kite is your favorite? So I wonder what your favorite kite is. Do you like the kites from Brazil, China, India, or the United States best? If I had to pick, I would probably pick the kites from China. I love how colorful they are, and I love how they're shaped like animals. Now you're going to design your own kite for me, so I can't wait to see what your kites look like, and hopefully we can hang up your kites in the classroom when you bring them back to school. Thanks for listening to our story, Kites in Flight.